Hello everyone, after a very long time. So in today's video I am going to tell you like how we can remember the GCS score. As we all know that one short question is from the GCS score, and every time there is one question from this score. So first of all, whenever we used to see that there is a question of GCS score and we have to calculate the GCS score. So first of all, just write like EVM, means eye movement, verbal and motor movement. Okay, so in this we have to write EVM and then write 4, 5 and 6, means the eyes movement maximum score is 5, V maximum score is 5, for M the maximum score is 6. Now how I remember these GCS scores, in the same way I am going to tell you. So first of all, we will cover the eye movement, like for eyes. How? So in this I will tell you two methods by which you can remember the eye score. So first of all, the one method by which I remember is the first, whenever we used to see a person, he normally opens his eyes, means there is spontaneous movement. We used to see that the person can easily move their eyes from here to there, means the spontaneous movement is there. So for the spontaneous movement the score is 4, that is for spontaneous eyes movement. Okay, after that there is like write 4, 3, 2 and 1. For 1 there is no response in the GCS score. For every 1 point there is no response. Okay, after that just we have to remember these 3 points for the eye movement, like 2, 3 and 4. In first the person is spontaneously moving his eyes. After that he closed his eyes, but when we say that please open your eyes, then he used to open his eyes, means he follow the commands. And in the second points only the if we used to say please open your eyes, the person is unable to open his eyes, but he opens when he feels pain. So in second point, on pain person opens his eyes, so pain open his eyes. Okay, and in second point he on command he opens his eyes, like when we gave him command like okay please open your eyes, then he used to open his eyes. So on giving command the person used to open his eyes, so on command he used to eye open. Okay, so these are 4 points for the eye movement. This is the first method. Like whenever, just imagine yourself that you are looking a patient on a bed and he used to open his eyes and he is moving his eyes from here to there places. Okay, so that for him we used to give him 4 score. After that, if the person's eyes is closed and we told him, like we said please open your eyes, then he used to open his eyes, so means he is following my command. So for that point we used to give 3 points, but only on when he open his eyes, only on when he has pain. So on pain he used to open his eyes, for that we used to give the score 2, and for 1 there is no response, like on pain also he is unable to open his eyes. This is 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and the another method I will tell you. For the second method, how we can more remember the eyes, like first when we used to listen the lectures on our iPad, on our mobile phone, our eyes are spontaneously moving. Like we are very actively watching that videos and our eyes are moving from one place to another place. Okay, so that is spontaneous movement. After that we feel like lazy and we used to close it, and in between we used to hear the voice of our teachers, and then we used to open our eyes in suddenly. So it means second, on command, on the teacher's voice our eyes gets opened. But in the third one, like if our mother is working and he saw that we are watching lecture and our eyes are closed, so she used to come and she slapped on our cheeks. So on pain, then after getting one slap, our eyes automatically get opened. So that for that point we used to give 2 points. And if still our eyes are not opening after getting slapped also, our eyes are remains closed, it means that the score is 1. Okay, so these are 2 methods by which we can remember. So for eyes, this is the one, that is on commands. On spontaneously we are opening the eyes, then on command we are opening the eyes, and after that on pain, and then there is no response. So this is for eye movements. Now for verbal movement, the highest score is 5. Okay, and 1 there is no score. So for verbal commands we used to learn OCIN, OCIIN. Okay, this is the mnemonic for verbal, OCIIN. So in OCIN, like in this person, O means oriented, O means oriented, O means oriented. C means confused, the person is confused about his place, like where he is, where like in hospital the patient used to ask where I am, how I came here, like he is not oriented to his place, like he is confused state. So for that the C word is there, and I is stand for inappropriate words, and after words inappropriate sounds are coming, like if we ask something from patient and he used to say yeah, na, e, something like words, then it is this point upward, first words will come, after that sounds will come, and for 1 point there is no response, as we already learned. For 1 score there is no response, and for verbal we used to give 5 points. So after whenever we used to see GCS score, just remember that you have to write like EVM 4, 5 and 6. So for all of these 1 point is there is no response. Okay, so for 5 then write 5, for this 5, then 4, then 3, then 2 and then 1. So OCIN is the mnemonic here for the verbal commands. ठीक है. So O stands for oriented, C stands for confused, I stands for words, and I for sounds, inappropriate words, inappropriate sounds, and then there is no response. Okay, after this we have the motor movements. So for motor movements, what I used to learn, like we already know that in 1 score is there for no response. Okay, so in this I only remember like score 3 and score 2. So score 3 is for flexion and score 2 is for extension. So in this we have to remember, so 3 is for flexion and 2 is for extension, and 4 is there when there is withdrawn on flexion, like withdrawn patient flexed his elbows on pain, like this. So withdrawn from flexion. And for 5 and for 6 is spontaneously movement, the person is using his hands for spontaneously movements. So in this we just have to remember these points, like if we remember these now, like for 3 is flexion, 2 is extension, and 4 is for withdrawn something. So 4 is for withdrawn something, withdrawn flexion, something like that. Okay, then we automatically used to solve our GCS score. And 6 is for like fully movementable person, like he can use his all 4 limbs to move. Okay, now so this is the mnemonic. Now let's apply these mnemonics on few questions. Okay, so first of all I will show you this GCS score actual. So for 1, as we see, there is no response, no response, no response. Okay, now for I movement we used to write 4, V5 and M for 6, EVM, please write 4, 5 and 6. So for 4 spontaneously movement is there, for then the person open his eyes on speech, and after that the person used to open his eyes on pain, and 1 is for no response. Then V5, for V5 the person, we have to remember the mnemonic OCIIN, means oriented. 4 point is for confused state, 3 is for inappropriate words. Remember words come first, after that sound, because first used to person say words, like if we ask do you want to drink tea, he say no. Do you want to drink water? Yes. So these are some words like he used to say. And after that if we say ask him do you want coffee, then he used to say we do like this is probable a sound is coming, the person is giving answering by producing some sound. So first words is there, after that sounds will come. Okay, like degeneration is going on now, so first sound words there, and after that first words will be there, after that sound will be there, and after that no response given by the person. Okay, and for the M6 we have to remember 3 is for the flexion, 2 is for the extension. Okay, 3 is for flexion and 2 is for extension. Please remember 3 is for flexion, 2 is for extension. If you remember these now, like 3 is for flexion, 2 is for extension, and 4 is for withdrawn from pain, 4 is for withdrawn from pain, and 6 like he obey command and whatever you want today to ask him, then he used to move his limbs. Okay, and for 5 the pain is there. Okay, so we just have to remember these like 3, 2 and 4 only. So now let's start and apply this mnemonic in solving some question. Like here is one question in which there is calculate the GCS score of a patient suffering from head injury, like the person has hand injury whose eyes is opening. So as I know that this score is for the GCS, so I used to write E, V and M. For I, 4, 5 and then 6. For V, O, C, I, N, and for flexion is 3 and for extension is 2. Okay, and then for I already know that in first one spontaneously movement is there. After that there is movement by on commands, and after that on pain movement will be there, and then there is no movement. Okay, so in eye opening in response to a loud voice, like he opens his eyes when he heard some sound, like in command. So we will give command. So 4, 3 point is for command. Okay, after that pain, localization and confusion with disorientation, means he don't know where he is, so confusion is there. So our mnemonic is OC, so on that OCIIN, so C comes after that. So in verbal movement the maximum score is 5. After 5 there is 4. So for O, C, for confusion we are going to give 4 points. Okay, and then pain and localization, so pain is there and localization is there. So for that point, like on 6 there is spontaneous, means there is 5 is there. Okay, so now we have to calculate the total score, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 will be there. Okay, so this one is the score for this person. Let me check the answer also. Yes, so for this our score comes E3, V4 and M5 will be there. Okay, so this one is our okay, so this one is our correct answer. I already checked it and it's correct. Okay, so because for confusion with disorientation, like for C we used to give 4 points, so 4 is there, and this one is our verbal. Okay, for verbal our mnemonic is this now, OCIIN. Okay, so now let's do another question. So in this question there is calculate GCS score for the intubated patient with findings of eye movement to pain and abnormal flexion. Means he is on intubation, means there is no verbal command, no verbal response. How a person can respond you, how a person can speak if he is on intubation. So for intubation the person is not going to speak something, so for that we used to put that for verbal there is no response. Okay, so in this we used to put the V1. Okay, and after that there is abnormal flexion. I already told you for flexion just remember 3 points, so it means for motor there is 3, and with the findings of eye movement to pain, and patient is moving his eyes on pain, means for first one for 4 points the person is spontaneously moving, for 3 points the person on commands is moving, and for 2 points the person moves his eyes on pain. So for eye movement there is 2 score is there. So what's the total score? E2, V1 and M3. Okay, so this one is the score for this Glasgow coma. Okay, now one more question I want to tell you. If the person is on mechanical ventilation, in this the person is intubated. Okay, so if the person is on mechanical ventilation, then we have to write mechanical ventilation, then there is no verbal command, so for that we have to write NT. So verbal command is NT. Okay, in that means non-testable, we can't test whether the person can speak or not, so non-testable is there. Okay, so only these few points we have to remember, and in the last also again let's again revise this mnemonic for GCS score. First of all just write EVM 4 point, 5 point and 6 point. Okay, so for verbal commands I already gave you mnemonic OCIIN, means inappropriate words, inappropriate sound and no response is there. So then just decrease the points, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, for eye movements, first spontaneously moving, then eyes open on the command, then pain and then no open is there. So spontaneously on command, on pain and no response. So 4, 3, 2, 1. And for motor movement we just have to remember motor movements, we just have to remember few points, like for flexion we have to give 3 points, for extension we have to give 2 points. Just remember Here E is not for 3. Okay, here for extension the score is 2. And after that, withdrawn from pain or withdrawn to flexion, like on pain our hands get flexed, on that we have to give the score 4. Okay, so these, if you remember these points for motor only, now you can easily solve, because for 6 points the pain is where like there is no such pain is there, and obeys command is there, and move to localized pain 5. If withdrawn from pain is there na, then we have to give 4. If he is already healthy, then always 6 is there, and then 4 is for withdrawn from pain if something withdrawn, and for flexion 3, extension 2, and then there is no response. So this is the mnemonic for GCS score, and this mnemonic is made by only me. So if you don't like it, then you can watch another mnemonic from someone else, but till that time just be happy, and bye bye guys.